Creating a peaceful koi pond, it can bring color, it can bring life, it can bring tranquility to your garden space. And here to show us how to make one, Master Gardener, the green thumb guru himself, Ed Sordiff. Ed, it's a pleasure having you here.
It's good to be here, Seth.
Koi ponds, it is something though, like there's nothing better than the sound of dripping water. And something that's easier to make than we all think.
Yes, it really is. I mean, we've come here before and we've talked about small things like tabletop fountains like this. And I thought maybe we'd just mix it up a little bit and teach people how to maybe make a new focal point in their yard, bring a little movement, a little bit of more color, a little bit difference. And so I thought koi pond would be the thing to do.
I think it's important to note though that especially when people are going to bring live animals essentially into a garden area, it's important that they're well cared for. So what do koi need in terms of space or food to survive?
Okay, well, koi basically need a good water area to live in, as their fish. They need oxygen in the water, so usually you'll get a recirculating pump with a waterfall or a fountain that will oxygenate the water. And then they also have pond aerators like this unit here, which just pumps air into the pond. And so that'll help the koi. They're actually a carp, so they're pretty resilient.
Sturdy fish.
Yeah, and they're, so they can really take a lot of different extremes. The hotter your water or the warmer your water is, the less oxygen is in the water. So you want to always make sure that it can be partially shaded. That would actually help keep it cool. But then if it's a little bit in the full sun, then an aerator would help. If you ever see the koi at the surface gulping, they are trying to get more air.
Interesting. I did not know that. And they eat algae, but it's also important to supplement it, give them a little food sometimes. It could be fun, too.
Well, yeah. Actually, koi, I prefer koi over any of the other fish like the goldfish, the comets, or the shabunkin, because the koi have actually been domesticated for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And they actually are really domestic. They will recognize you, and they will come up and feed out of your hand. And
it's like a new friend.
Yeah, and if your neighbors come, they won't do that. They really will recognize you. And I actually just get a simple floating koi food like this, so it doesn't sink. It's just little pellets. You can get it at one of the feed stores, and you just sprinkle it on top, and they'll come and they'll eat right there.
Very cool.
Yeah. Now the secret with the feeding of the koi is you don't want to feed them at all during the winter. So when you'll notice in the fall, when the fall comes and the water gets a little bit colder, they're going to stop feeding. You can throw your food in and they will not want it. They'll look at it, they'll just maybe mouth it, but they won't really want it. So you want to stop putting the food in there, because if you kept feeding them all winter, the food will foul the water, and it will be a bad situation.
So we don't want that.
No, but in the spring, when it gets warmer, you can start feeding them. My koi are in a cold part of my greenhouse where I overwintered them, and they actually just started eating food last week.
That's very cool.
Yeah, and they will come up and they are now ravenous. Now they want the food
I was
because it's
going to
getting
say,
warm.
yeah, after that long winter, they must be pretty hungry.
Yeah.
So how do we build one?
Well, simply all you have to do is you can either get a structure like a hard plastic liner, you put it in the ground, or you can have an above ground pool. If you're going to keep your koi outside all through the winter, you need to have at least a 3-foot deep area where they can go to, so when the ice starts freezing down, it won't get to the koi. The other important thing about winter is you need to always keep a hole in the ice, because even though they're kind of dormant and not eating, they're still breathing and excreting chemicals, and those gases have to escape. And if they don't escape, if the ice ices over, your koi will die. So you want to always keep a hole. You can do that with an aerator like this, or with a pump, which is the other thing you need anyway. A simple little garden pump like this will work. And what you would do is, actually, I could like to plug that in for a second.
Sure, yeah.
And just show you.
Go.
Oh, thanks.
So you plug in a pump like this.
Yeah, and this will actually, just take a second to get going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, so this will actually, I'll pull it back.
Keeps the water moving around.
Yeah, but what you're going to do in the winter is you'll actually turn it upwards. And if you can see, it actually makes this mound here, and that will prevent any ice from going there. Now, this pump is actually a pump you can actually use for a waterfall too, and if I bring it up, I'll show you how high it goes.
Ooh.
See?
Pretty
So
high
there's a lot of energy in a little tiny pump like that.
And now you're saying you're also going to need some sort of filter. Why would you use a filter?
Well, the filter will get rid of any toxins also that the koi are putting out. So a biological filter is a good thing. And all a biological filter is, you can actually go buy the whole filter out there. It's just basically a container. It has things in it that will actually have surfaces for bacteria. The bacteria will digest all the bad chemicals, and then it will return it to the water cleaner.
You can make one yourself, though.
Yeah. Actually, I use this old dog food bucket. I was lucky to find it in black, because black will disappear in the bottom
That's true, no one's going to see it.
Yeah. some of them are bright yellow and stuff, but you can just hide them in a corner. Now all I did here was what you need in the bottom of this, you have your bucket, and then the top, there's a top.
You drilled some holes in there.
I drilled holes. It's almost like a Tupperware type of top. A bigger hole here to let the pipe out and the cord out, and then all the little holes to let water in. There's no holes anywhere else. So what happens is, then your next thing you're going to do, you're going to put a pump like this, probably a bigger one depending on the size of the pond, in the bottom of here. And then you're going to surround it with what they call bio balls, which are these little things that just have a lot of surface area for the bacteria. Those are a little bit pricey, so what you can do instead is surround your pump with lava rock. This is a kind that you get at one of the hardware stores. And it's not used lava rock. This is just fresh lava rock. You don't want to use your old grill one. That'd be full of grease.
Don't use your grill lava rock.
No, that would be a bad thing. So this has all holes in it. All the bacteria can go on here. The next thing you do, there's a little bit of a foam in here that you can buy at some of the fish supply stores or garden centers, and you just put that as a top layer. So now the water, because the pump is pumping the water out of this into a tube like this to either go to a fountain or a waterfall, it will keep sucking the water in all these holes. It goes through the foam, goes through the bio balls or the lava rock.
And it's all filtered, comes out clean on the other side.
And it comes out clean, and then you're ready to go there too.
Ed, these are great tips. Thanks so much for stopping by. I kind of want to make a koi pond now. If only I had the space. And you can get even more gardening tips. Just visit us online, mymassappeal.com, a little bit later today.